Hello, everybody. We're in Discord / Enten or an Enten today with a shitty ass debate against WUSTIN versus MAKO. The King MAKO will have Luffy as shitty ass WUSTIN will have Giorno.
What?
MAKO will be
Yo,
affirming. This is a CORSSVERSE debate, and yeah, y'all can continue.
hey, yo, no bias. What the fuck? Okay, yo, okay. Anyways, yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
bro,
So,
I got you. Do you want me to like send you the arc? Like,
why do you think?
I don't know.
Why do you think Luffy beats Giorno?
Yeah, I think he just like imagine himself winning.
Imagine himself winning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bro. Prove that he's gonna be able to imagine himself winning, bro. He's gonna
Yeah,
have
of course.
the ability to imagine himself winning.
Do you mean by that like he's has the mental capacity to imagine himself beating Giorno, or like
He
what does
has
this
the.
question
I'm
entail?
asking you. I'm asking you to prove that he has the ability to imagine him beating Giorno. It's not that hard.
I just asked for clarification on that question, and you just reiterated it. Yeah.
I
Like
think.
I'm asking what are you specifically like entailing there? Like I mean asking for.
What do you not understand?
Okay, yeah, because the question could have multiple different like things that's asking for. First, it could also be that one, it could be asking if he has the ability to imagine and then actually actualize. It could be the question asking if he has the mental capacity to be able to even
You know,
imagine himself defeating Giorno. There's multiple possibilities. I'm just asking which one you're
just
actually asking for,
prove
bro.
both. Prove both. Just prove both.
Do both?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, bro. Where do I send scans again? Is there like a specific channel? Yeah, there's.
No, you can send them anywhere, but
I'll just bring it up. Yeah, so here, I mean, this is just for the actualization part. It's just saying that he has the ability to turn his imagination into reality. Is there any contentions?
Turn his imagination to reality.
Yeah, read the scan, bro.
So he can. What does that mean? Bring imagination into reality. What do you think that means?
Yeah, that means he could take whatever he imagines and just like actualize it. It's like
Actualize.
just like ontological reification. It's basically it.
Okay. Cool. All right. So does he need speed to do this?
Speed?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
In order to imagine, I think he's gonna. I guess a part of it is gonna have to have some form of speed into. I guess. Call even imagining something into reality. So how fast do you think Luffy is?
What? Okay, wait. You know, sure, one sec.
How
I
fast Luffy is?
Nah, bro, I got you. I don't have a speed skill on me. The hell? You know, I'll just say like presupposing that like even imagining this thing requires some speed.
But you literally just said you're gonna get that from me. Why are you backtracking?
What?
Are you backtracking? You didn't have. You
Tracking?
literally said that's okay, and then you went on to try to. You said,
What?
I don't.
I said I don't have a speed skill, and then I asked you a question. I don't see the
You
backtrack
said
there.
I literally asked. This is gonna need some speed, and you were like, wait, but you know what? Oh, okay. And then you literally started searching, and then you said I don't have any scans, and then you said, oh, I'm just gonna say he's. Oh well, and then you switched up. So why are you backtracking?
I mean, I don't see the backtrack there. Okay, just going to look for a skill. I mean, doesn't mean I'm accepting that it has some speed, unless
You
I want to go
literally
ahead and specify that.
agreed. You literally agreed and said, oh, okay. What are you talking?
Agree to what? What? I said I don't have any speed skills.
You want to go back to rec? You literally said, oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't remember saying, "Oh, okay." I said I went to go look for speed skills, and
You
then
wanna appeal to the judges? That you said, oh,
sure.
okay. Oh, sure. So MZ and Wall. What?
MAKO was clarifying about the okay part was not only was just establishing that whatever you said was like agreeing, but he definitely just said all you said was he didn't present any or didn't have any speed skills on hand. Not that
yeah,
he was agreeing
I don't
specific.
think it's a backtrack, but
Like I don't see how looking for speed skills and then asking a question about your request is any backtracking.
Bro, I literally gave my reason on why I think we need speed for this, and then you said, well, you know what? Oh, okay. And then you went searching for scans
Wait,
for.
I don't think you gave reason. What? Okay, restate the reasoning.
I gave reasoning on why him imagining something is gonna need speed. What are you
You
talking
just
about? And you
you
literally said,
just
"Oh,
said it would. What? You never
what do you
actually
think
gave
I
a
said?
reason.
What do you think I said?"
You just said that it would require. You never said that. You never
Dave,
explained
I
why.
would
So I asked
reason
you.
why it's gonna. Do you want me to repeat it?
I mean, you didn't say it in the first place, but sure.
Okay, sure. I said that imaginating something is gonna take some form of which one call it progression, right? And in order, I guess we're gonna need some form of speed, right, to see like I guess how fast he's gonna be able to imagine this under this progression. That's what I said. And you
Wait,
said, "Oh,
that's
okay."
basically just saying that it needs speed. You're not explaining why. Right? So all you basically said, chill. All you basically said is that his imagination is gonna need progression and then need speed. But what's that just it claiming that it will need?
Do you disagree with my point or not?
I'm asking you to justify it from needing speed. What? That's the contention. So like, I mean, you haven't done that yet.
So I did.
Yeah, okay, bro. Okay, bro. You want to conclude because we're not going to go anywhere if you think that that's justification. You basically reiterated your claim.
You literally agreed to what I said. You can go back on rec. You agreed to what I said.
You just said that we can go on judges, and then
No,
they said that I didn't backtrack. I mean, you appealed to judges. They say I didn't backtrack. So that means, I mean, you can't really. Okay, when you say you appeal to judges, they say I don't backtrack. I mean, we kind of just have to take that because your idea was to appeal them to them in the first place.
sure, bro.
So the backtrack there, I mean, now it's going to be on you if you're going to say that I agree because both judges.
Okay, okay, bro. Sure. Okay, I guess my shit was a backtrack, but yours wasn't, bro. Sure. What's it called?
The judges.
I'll just give an argument for what's gonna call it. Why I don't think Giron is gonna be defeated.
I still want you to answer my question, bro. Okay, bro. Okay, you know what? You can do that,
I
bro. But I
already
don't.
answered. I already answered. I don't really see
Chill,
what you don't understand.
chill. Bro. Okay, you can go ahead and do that, but I just want to flag. I just want to point out to the judges that he didn't answer my question when I asked him to justify it needing speed. He kind of just reiterated himself.
Do you guys think I answered his question or not? Because he's not really attacking anything. He's just saying I didn't answer his question. That's all he's
I'm
saying.
asking you to justify. What? Yo.
All you're saying is that I didn't.
Judges here. I mean, you can go on. You can like avoid the burden. Sure, that's just gonna look bad for
burger
you.
versus double cheeseburger, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
How am I avoiding the burden? I answered your question.
Oh, you reiterated your claim. Yeah, we can conclude, bro.
What did I wait? Repeat. Tell me how I reiterated it. Tell me.
So your initial claim, your claim that has imagination. Word you want to use.
And then what did I say?
You said,
No, and then what did I wait? What? Wait, I don't know if I'm lagging or you're like. What did I say? Repeat. Holy shit, bro! Am I lagging?
Nah, it's him. It's him.
No, I mean, it's
all you said is it's going to require progression and requiring speed.
you're lagging. You're lagging. You're lagging. Yo, you're lagging. You're lagging. Repeat what you said. Hello, bro. Am I speaking? Yeah. Okay. Talk.
Okay. I mean, what did you hear?
I didn't really hear nothing. I didn't really hear nothing. You were just lagging. Repeat what you said. Oh my god, why are you dodging when I said I told you to tell me how I reiterated it?
Okay. His imagination.
Exactly.
Like,
Progression. Exactly in order to see how fast he can do this, I guess imagination, right? Because imagination takes progression, right? To see how fast this. What are you talking? As that presupposed speed. Okay, now let me finish. Wait.
Wasn't question.
I just said because I just said imagine. Wait, let me finish talking. I just said imagination goes under progression. Hello. An advancement through time.
I think
Do I think all progression has speed?
Oh.
Do I think all progression has speed?
yeah, that's a question.
I think all progression like has some form. Wait, what do you think speed is actually?
Speed is, yeah, I think speed is just
Distant travel over time.
yeah, bro.
Bro, what are you abiding by?
Abiding by it, I mean, medical speed. Do you know that?
I'm asking you what definition thing do you abide by for?
The speed.
Am I bugging or is he not lagging?
Like 15. I'm like that.
I can't barely hear you, bro. You're
I
glitching
mean,
on me.
he's lagging, but it's not like he's completely inaudible. Like you can tell what he's saying pretty decent.
I gotta can tell what he's saying.
That comes from the form of like D over T. Like, familiar?
Yeah, bro. All right, cool. Yeah, I do think all progression has some form of distance over time, bro.
Okay, so you think all progression has speed, bro? And you're saying his imagination is that if I'm asked to justify my needing speed, it just states
Do you
it's
disagree? You disagree? You didn't disagree. You didn't disagree with. Do you just? How does that reiterate? Are you what? How does that reiterate? What are you talking about? No, you gang. We're not just gonna say, "Can we conclude?" Can you answer my question? That's not how it works.
like time. Kind of judge
Can you answer my question?
times that I want to conclude, bro.
Shut your
Please.
ass up. Gang, answer my question.
For conclusion. And see
No, you,
Just to be clear, what's the question y'all are having a discourse on?
I'm asking. I'm right now.
go on.
I'm asking him why I'm asking him how I'm reiterating. I guess how am I reiterating what I'm saying when it comes to progression and what's it called, speed, and me involving progression and me saying that if this thing has progression and needs speed, I don't
Okay,
know why he's saying I'm reiterating. He's starting to attack. He's gonna. Can you tell me what I'm? Can you please tell me how I'm reiterating it or not?
Okay, I never say you're iterating. I think you're today is imagine it requires speed. All you're saying is all you're doing. And
How am I re? When I just talked about progression. I just talked about progression. You're saying I'm re. You
okay,
saying I'm. Can you please?
explanation. We can explain his imagination requires some speed, right? That presupposes that has to justify your presupposition. Well, imagination. And we laid it out.
How does that hint?
You say,
Asking you a clear question.
yeah, he's gonna keep on cutting.
Bro, can you be good for game? Game, what are you talking? Game, can you be good faith? What are you talking
I'm not gonna lie, we can conclude. Y'all aren't getting nowhere,
like,
bro. We can conclude.
bro,
Y'all can.
I'm asking. How am I cutting you off?
Y'all both don't think the other has filled the burden. So I mean, y'all can just conclude now. You can give concluding statements and hey.
Alright, bro.
All right, bro.
Concluded on a bag of dicks,
No,
bro. What the fuck?
you're the one that wants to conclude, bro. You're just being weird. I'm not gonna lie.
So you want me first? Yeah.
Dang, I just said go first. Like, what are you talking?
Yeah. Bro. Thanks, bro. Conclusion. I wanted to conclude these 10.
Are we concluding? Wait, are we concluding? So, are we concluding on the point? Or are we concluding on the?
No, the debate.
Whoa, concluding on the entire debate based off speed. What the hell?
I don't
Why
think,
would we have to conclude based off the whole debate?
can we get
We're gonna conclude on the point. I don't agree on concluding on the entire debate. There's no point on.
I mean,
Hello?
if you went off,
Yo. Oh,
Joe,
Hey, that's up to MZ. That's up to MZ. I'm off app right now. He got to
Yeah.
mute.
Wait, Mako, do you mind if Weston does have to technically give his win conditions as well?
he didn't even my close.
No, I'm gonna mute him. I'm muting him during conclusions. But I'm saying, do you want to conclude the entire debate or the point? Because I ain't glad Weston has not given his win conditions yet.
You guys didn't really.
What?
We're 2020 thing, so if they keep going exactly like this, it's gonna go. It's the main reason for my.
Whoa. I'm saying the point is specifically only upon like Luffy scaling. I'm
Yeah,
saying Weston
I
has
know
to
what you're
give
saying,
the
bro.
thing for.
Like,
I mean, couldn't Mako win if he wins at this point?
Mako could win if Juno wins this point, but also I don't know.
I
what
mean,
Weston.
like, cause his whole argument, he gave his whole argument for Luffy beating Giorno or whatever, and the only contention was the speed part.
I don't disagree. But I'm saying, let's say hypothetically, Weston also has the same exact or some type of other sufficient conditions.
I mean, it wouldn't matter because the argument would follow.
True point. All right, y'all can conclude actually.
No, what the fuck? Wait, if
No,
I'm
but
literally-
wait. Would anything change if Marco actually did agree to scale the speed or no? Probably not.
It depends
No.
because we don't know Weston's
Yo,
win conditions.
wait, Oracle and Wall. Wait, Oracle and Wall. I'm literally gonna. You guys know how I use Giorno. I'm literally gonna give a reason why Giorno's not gonna lose. Are you guys bugging?
I think
it doesn't matter to me. I'm like y'all
Just
can
conclude
just
on the point,
continue
though.
however y'all want to continue.
Just conclude on the point, and then Weston can give his one.
Point. I want this point about his imagination. I mean, you know, sure. So Wilson's main contention about this thing was his imagination requiring speed. That's why he asked me, how fast do you think Luffy can imagine something? I pointed out the precept, I flagged it. I said that his precept that his imagination even requires speed. Then I asked him to justify that. All he said was that, well, his imagination requires progression and speed. And then we boiled down progression to just speed in general, right? We boiled down progression to needing speed. So basically, his justification was imagination requires something that's always speed.
All right. Do I get my conclusion?
So I kept on asking him to why it would need speed. Because we don't need speed. But yeah, that's my conclusion for the point. That's why I think I won.
Okay, cool. I think my point still stands because originally I said that what's it called? I asked him, do I think if Luffy, which one called needs speed, is gonna need speed for this, and then he is asking me why do you think Luffy does need speed for this? What's it called? It's kind of a burden because I was asking him, what's it called? I go on to explain why Luffy, I guess, is gonna need speed because I said that imagination is going to be going under progression, which is the advancement through time, right? If it's going to be, I guess, under this progression, right, which he didn't contend at all, which is the main thing he should have contended, right? I said that I think, imagination is going to be under this progression, right? Because of the fact that it's going to be under this progression, right? It's going to be advancing through time. Because of that, it's going to require this, I guess, distance per time, and which would be speed, which what Mako said. And yeah, bro.
Yeah, I think Mako won that point.
Yeah, same here.
Why do you think he won?
Okay, bro. Okay,
He
wait.
flagged
Wait.
the loaded question and explained. He answered it too.
Like,
I mean,
won the bit 3 months.
Hello?
Hello?
How do you win?
Ooh, they saying that Marco
y'all
whooped him and
can
he
y'all
hasn't
can
debated
move
in
on.
3 months.
Y'all
Chill,
can move
chill,
on
Yeah,
to
chill.
the next one. So,
Can I tell me how you won?
Bro,
Wait, am I
just
allowed
move
to
on,
attack?
bro. I'll tell you after.
I don't know how this works anymore.
No, no.
I can't. Okay,
You know,
No, you don't.
bro, I'll just give why Giorno doesn't lose, bro. So, if a form of hostile progression leads to an outcome in which Giorno is defeated, it will be reverted to zero. When it's reverted to zero, I'm just saying the cause will be reverted before any actual effect is produced. If no effect is produced, therefore Giorno will not be defeated. Therefore, Giorno will not lose this cross versus battle. I think a hostile progression is an advancement that's going to be posing or harming Giorno.
by opposing, what do you mean?
Opposing just something that's going to be against Giorno.
Okay, bro. Against in what way, bro? Like intent to harm or kill?
Just against them in against them in any way that is gonna, I guess, be an like some form of adverse realization.
Some form of what? You cut off.
Adverse realization.
Adverse realization? Yo?
Yes, bro. Yes.
Okay, bro. You want to go ahead and define that for me?
There's gonna be, I guess, some form of negative outcome.
Negative outcome? Okay, bro. You know what? Your P2. Can you restate that again? You said, yeah, restate your P2 again.
I'll just repeat the argument because I don't really.
Yeah, slower this time. Slower this time.
All right, bro. So if a form of hostile progression leads to an outcome in which Jiren is defeated, it will be reverted to zero. When I say revert to zero, I'm saying the cause will be reverted before any actual effect is produced. If there is no effect, therefore Jiren will not be defeated. Therefore, Jiren will not lose this cross versus battle. And I think a hostile progression is going to be an advancement that's going to be opposing harmony.
Opposing or harming. Okay, so my adverse, you just said, fuck, holy shit, I hate my memory loss, bro. What do you say for adverse? What do you say adverse realization was?
An adverse realization is going to be a negative outcome.
A negative outcome, okay. Why do you think this activates on negative outcomes? And okay, besides harm, like I agree that it can react to harmful intent or harmful actions, but excluding harmful intent and actions, why do you think it reacts to generally negative outcomes?
All right. Just need this.
All right, bro. Okay. You're allowed to put on fire.
Bro, what are you like, bro? Can you like relax,
Like,
bro? Like,
No, wait, Mako. I have to be fair because he didn't like. You should have opposed. He didn't do that to you when you were finding scans, so I have to.
yeah, I'm about to get up. All right, sense.
wait for it to load. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, boom. It says right there in the middle, its ability is to nullify all actions and intentions of the attacker. So basically, right there, it just says revert. The nullification thing right there is just talking about revert to zero. All actions and intentions of the attacker. Your character is going to be the attacker, and basically all actions and intentions will be reverted. which would
Wait,
call
can I ask?
which would wait, chill, let me finish.
Uh,
Which would qualify for this hostile progression and adverse realization of negative effects. And yeah,
what do you think? Okay. So okay, what do you think? Like, what qualities do you think the GR has to detect to, well, what is it? Define any subject as an attacker.
instead of what?
Like, what do you think GER has to like detect to define a subject as an attacker? Like, what do you think makes an attacker in GER's like perceptive
I already
domain?
told you. I already told you hostile progression.
So what you? I'm asking, what do you think quantifies an attacker? Like, so it can okay, right? Wait, chill, chill,
Are you
chill,
just
chill.
asking? Are you just asking what I think an attacker is? So I'll just answer that.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think GR counts as an attacker? It's kind of what I asked like 3 times, bro.
Sure. All right, bro. Yeah, it just says that an individual that is gonna, I guess, that's gonna, I guess, proceed with with an offensive action against the
Offensive.
target, which the target would
By
be.
offensive, do you mean it like an intent to harm? What do you
I
see
said,
offensive mean?
I already told you, bro. I think everything I said on my definitions on hostile progression and adverse realization, I think that qualifies as a, I guess,
I'm
offensive
asking
act.
for offensive. Yeah, you never like we never brought up offensive earlier. That's why I'm asking now. Like, what do you think offensive is here?
Okay, bro, I'll tell you. Oh shit! Wait, it's just gone my face. All right, so just saying offensive typically means what you call it, causing harm or causing conflict between another person.
Okay, so like basically all it's saying is that an attacker is somebody with intent to cause harm.
No, it conflict also. This is what he says. Conflict. Also,
Conflict. Okay,
conflict.
yeah, conflict and harm. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So
Um.
conflict also qualify for in something that's opposing. Do you
Okay.
agree that's
So okay. Wait. This can you send? All right. All right.
you
So
agree that's
chill.
hello?
I
You
agree
answer
to
my question.
what? What do I
Do you,
agree to? What are you asking?
do you agree that conflict and opposing are synonymous in this context?
I feel what? Okay. You oppose.
Oh, what's so
Not
confusing,
you
bro?
know, sure, yeah, sure. Conflict and conflict. You mean by like a physical fight or verbal fight? What do you mean by conflict, though? Before I answer that question,
Something that's going to be against Giorno
so,
because cause conflict against him.
you know, bro. Okay, yo, what?
What?
Am I bugging? Am I bugging, or did he go circular?
How did I go circular?
Am I bugging? I swear, I swear I'm not bugging. You know what, bro?
What did I
Okay,
say?
so okay, chill, chill. Okay, I swear, wait. I swear I'm not
Bro,
bugging.
bro, just tell me what you think is circular. I don't know why you keep pausing.
What I think is circular, I think that we boil down the event there from the attacker to something that wants to conflict, right? And then you just said the conflict is like, and you asked me if conflict and opposition was synonymous, and I asked, okay, bro, you know what? Sure, conflict and opposition can be synonymous, bro. What do you think to find? You know what? Sure, fine. I mean, sure, yeah, sure, okay. If attacker is gonna be somebody who's gonna do conflict or you know, what conflict or against Jorno, I don't think Luffy needs to like instantiate a conflict to win, bro.
If
So
he's
it's not,
imagining, if he's imagining a situation in which he wins, right? This what you want to call it? This, I guess, what you want to call it? This is gonna, what's it called? Be reverted before any actual effect is produced, since this is gonna be, I guess, qualifying for a hostile progression.
okay, well, why does it necessarily qualify for a hostile progression? That just assumes that there is no case where he can
Because
imagine himself winning without hostile progression being
it's
present.
gonna, bro. This is gonna be leading to Giorno's defeat. Within my argument, I said that.
Leading to Jorno's defeat. I mean, okay, wait, the only things that get reverted that The only things that get reverted if they lead to Giorno's defeat is if they're a hostile progression. I'm asking you why all cases of him imagining himself winning is gonna be revert to 0 when detected as a hostile.
Chill, bro. Damn. Because it's opposing. What's it called? What Giorno is gonna want to accomplish within this battle, which is what's it called? Winning. I guess winning this. Not losing this battle. This CORSSVERSE battle.
Not losing. I mean, okay. Do you think? Okay, why can't he just like?
Lead to, I got shit, bro. Relax, gang. I did, bro. Every time I interrupted you, you got mad. So I don't know why you're doing
I'm
like
still
chill.
talking, but sure, go on.
What's it called? As I was saying, bro. What's it called? So because of the fact that this is gonna be leading up to, I guess, Gianna's defeat, right? And it's gonna qualify for a hostile progression. That's gonna be opposing, I guess, Giorno into not losing, right? What's it called? So it's gonna be reverted before any effect is produced in which Luffy actually wins this fight.
Okay, bro. Okay, we have. Oh my God, we define this hostile progression as like intent to harm and conflict. I mean,
That's not
sure.
what I defined. What I
That's
defined
literally what we literally boiled it down to conflict
bro.
and
Okay, exactly. Okay, cool. The summarization of that definition is the one I gave because we really did there was define until we got to those words, right? So
you asked me to boil it down. That's why I said
it's a hostile progression is an advancement that's gonna be harming or opposing Giorno.
opposing Giorno. Okay, we never like defined we never like instantiated any like domain that was like defines what is opposing and what is not opposing, right? We said that conflict was going to be synonymous to opposing, but that's like closest to the restrictive domain that we got.
You literally asked me at the start. You asked me to define what I think opposing is. I defined it, and then we went into some more
exactly.
definitions. What are you talking about?
You never defined opposing. You asked me if it was going to be synonymous with conflict, and that's why.
When I said I defined that, you literally asked me, "What do you think opposing means?" And I told you what it means. Something that's going to be against Giorno, and then you went on to keep defining. You told me to define against, and then you kept telling me to define shit.
I don't think you ever said that, bro. I don't think you ever defined opposing because all you said was opposing.
Did I not say I said opposing is something that's going to be against Giorno? I already said that. I can go back and rec and can ask judges. I've been said that.
We can ask judges. MC, did I ask him to define opposing?
I asked him to define, I believe so, word synonymous with opposing, and he just said the words opposing and this other word were synonymous. And the definition of opposing was simply just any negative outcome against Giorno.
Negative outcome against Giorno. Yeah, okay, so sure, you know what? Sure, a negative outcome. Okay, if that's what you define it as, any negative outcome against Giorno. Okay. So you saying that him beginning to imagine this victory against Giorno is going to be counted as a hostile progression because it's gonna, I guess, oppose Giorno's want. But I mean that presupposes that there is no possible case where they can like both come out as partially victorious. So like his want can be somewhat fulfilled or fully fulfilled as well.
You said what?
That presupposes that there is no case where Luffy can imagine himself winning while also not directly opposing Giorno's want. Right, because you said Giorno doesn't want to lose.
You think a win is?
A win is? I mean, you know what? You want to appeal to Oxford, bro? I don't have a definition of win off the top of my head, bro.
You can get a definition of Oxford. And also, it doesn't really matter because before Luffy ever even, I guess, tries to win, right, it's going to be reverted to 0 since he's trying to, I guess, somehow win this battle. And what Giorno's, what Giorno wants within this CORSSVERSE battle is to not let Luffy win and not lose this battle.
Okay, wait. GR is independent of what Giorno wants. It's independent of his thought. So I don't think that's necessary. Like I don't think that matters.
You literally agreed. You said okay, sure. You literally verbatim
I said okay, sure to what? I never said that it's tied with the thought.
Oh my god! Why are you backtracking so hard? You literally said. Sure, I can grant that any negative outcome towards Giorno's wants will be fucking reverted.
I never said his wants. What?
Oh my god! It's literally you said anything towards Giorno. Something that's gonna be opposing Giorno in any way. Hello, are you tracking?
Okay, oh my days. Okay, I did not say anyway. I said it's gonna be a
Yes, you
opposing Giorno.
did. Yes, you did. On my
We
life,
can
you
ask
did.
judges. We can ask judges, bro. I never said anyway. I just said something. I said I can agree that something is opposing Giorno can be reverted to 0. I never said anyway. Because obviously GR, like the actual stand is gonna be mine. It's not gonna be independent of his mind. It's not.
You verbatim agreed that whatchamacallit, you literally agreed that okay, any negative outcome towards Giorno. What are you talking about?
I didn't say any negative outcome. I said what?
You
Okay,
literally agreed with what I said and said I didn't say once. What are you talking about? You're just backtracking right now.
I'm not. We can appeal to judges. We can go to rec. Like I'm not backtracking. I don't see where I'm backtracking.
Cool. Okay, cool.
I'm Z Wall.
I guess I'll come out again. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Mako definitely did agree to a negative outcome, but Wustin, you did lie because when you meant by negative outcome, you then clarified about what specific things would this be. Would just be things measured by things like hostile progression, and you define hostile progression as time, and then you call it out by conflicting or anything against Giorno. So it's contradictory not to say it's a want, especially if Mako pointed out that it seems to be independent of wants.
Okay, cool. The point is right now is that he's saying that he didn't say any. And what's it called? It is any negative outcome towards Giorno. Any. So because that's a negative outcome towards Giorno, it's gonna be reverted to 0.
Wait, that just like skips over my my whole entire point is that sure, right? It can be a negative outcome towards Giorno that GR wants to revert, right? But GR is going to be independent of Giorno's mind, right? It acts independently of what Giorno thinks. Right?
Yeah,
Chill.
yeah. First of all, prove that, and also that doesn't matter because the word any is just literally the word any also includes. Wait, Joe, why are you interrupting me? Relax, bro. Okay, as I said, right, the word any is literally talking about, like as I said, right, if it opposes Giorno himself, right, it's gonna be reverted, right. So as I said, right, if any what you call hostile any hostile progression that leads to an outcome of Giorno's defeat, it'll be reverted to 0. So because that qualifies for something that's gonna be opposing Giorno in any way, it gets reverted. So what do you? Hello, you already agreed to that.
Am I able to respond to you?
You already agreed to that. And
can I
literally,
respond to that?
Oracle just said you agreed to that. So, I mean.
Can I respond? Like, are you going to let me respond now?
Respond.
Okay, bro. Okay, first, I mean, okay, you know what? Even in a case where I did, I'm not saying that I did, I'm saying if I did say any, right? It's still being independent of Giorno's thoughts, would just now, like, entail that it's anything that GER detects as opposing Giorno, and him not knowing Giorno's thoughts or not knowing what Giorno wants, it's not. Yo, chill, bro, chill. Right? Him being independent of Giorno's thoughts, even if I said any, right? It's the GER. It's the stand itself that's instantiating the reversion. It's not Giorno because it's gonna be independent of Giorno's thoughts. So any could also just like exclude whatever Giorno's thinking, only be any in the sense what GR is able to have as knowledge, I guess.
You know what stand does what their user wants, right? And also, I want you to prove that you think that what's it called? I want you to prove that what's it called? Giorno or whatever GER, right, is independent of Giorno's mind. I want you to prove that also.
Independent of his thoughts, yeah, sure. I sent in the scans. Bottom right, it says not even my master Giorno Giovanna knows of this, meaning it's acting independently of his thought.
Why do you have that?
What do you mean, bro? You sent me the scan because you sent me the argument. What?
Sure. Okay, bro.
It's gonna be independent of his thought, bro. So I mean, I don't see why it would like this any like sure. You know what? If I did say any, I still think like the entailment here would be any from the sense of GR's point of view, not Giovanna's.
By the way, GR does anything Giorno wants. So automatically GR is gonna be what's it called? Reverting anything that, as I said, hostile progression.
He does anything he wants because he's what? Yeah, go ahead. Because he's able to act independently. He does act independently of his mind. So
you want me to prove that?
Prove that he does everything he wants. Yeah, sure.
And it says right there also, none who stand before me shall ever do so. No,
do so. Okay, you're talking about hurting.
Wait, bro, holy shit. Okay, literally right here it says you will never arrive at the reality that will occur. None who stand before me shall ever do so. No matter what abilities you wield.
Yeah, sure. Can I attack that?
Okay, sure.
I mean, yeah, of course, right? So taking the fact that this is going to be independent of journal thought, right? Whatever this guy name is, Diavolo is trying to do is kill Giorno. He's trying to go and kill him, right? And that's intent to harm, which I already agree that any intent to harm will be blocked regardless. So that's why he's saying. He said that you will never arrive at the reality in question being that Giorno dies, that will occur, and none who stand before me ever shall ever do so. But that's only talking about things that are intent to harm, because this is an example of intent to harm.
And it doesn't even matter if we're only to reference to GR, because if GR dies, then Giorno also dies. You know that, right?
I'm talking about intent to harm here, and I'm not like the real. When you said it, none who stand me shall before me shall ever do so, and you tried to point out as a defeater, it doesn't really matter because this is specifically indexed to intent to harm. So if Luffy is able to imagine a win with, I mean, there is no internal contradiction by a win without intent to harm.
As I said,
So
Giorno let Luffy win since Giorno is gonna be. GR does what Giorno wants.
wait, you have the burden to prove that right now.
Okay, sure.
Does this conversation like really have to continue? Like,
Mhm.
How long have they been
Wanted it
debating?
to end so long ago.
They're getting forced to listen to.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, like, it doesn't even matter what they say after this point, I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, MZ, are you getting forced to listen to this?
Yeah, he's a judge. I'm sorry, Ian.
No, that's
can
bro. I ain't
somebody
gonna lie.
give me nitro?
No,
Can somebody give me
I'm
nitro?
literally saying right now, bro, like, this doesn't do anything at all.
Hey, for the recording when this is posted, if you're watching this and you have an extra $10, give nitro to Everest.
Yeah, his username is.
We are talking about nothing. It
Facebook.
doesn't matter. And you know, if I prove this, right, then I win the debate. Like, he doesn't lose. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. You guys are
I guess, bro. Go on, just go
That's
for the
not.
scan.
I
bro.
don't think that's not what
What
we
did you
do.
Somebody
do?
debate me, bro.
Just
Somebody
wait,
debate me.
just wait.
You just go find the scan. But anybody listening to this rec, add Medic ISO on Discord, MEDICISO, and give him nitro.
Yep. What he said.
Fuck
I agree
all,
with
bro.
that.
Give me nitro.
Yeah.
Nitro.
Also give nitro to RESYNICIO.
Yep.
There you go.
Give nitro to this kid.
Bro, I deserve
And Burger
nitro
Music
from
was
both
2C.
of y'all.
Oh yeah. Alright, sure.
Oh yeah, come on, full. Wait, did you send it, Wilson?
Yes.
Stands move according to their user's wishes or commands. Stands can only be affected by other stands. When stands are injured, their users are also injured in the same spot. When a stand user dies, When a stand user dies, their stand disappears with them. Consequently, when a stand is defeated, their user dies. Let me read the second scan. What is a stand? Where is this second scan from? This looks kind of like fake. I'm not gonna hold you.
This is from the data book, bro.
Data book?
Yeah, bro.
Can anybody that reads JoJo's like confirm this, bro? Or can you confirm this, Wustin, like with any source?
I don't know why you're getting so bitchy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Generally, you've never seen anything like this in my life. I'm just skeptical on it, bro. I don't know where this comes from.
Bro, like, what do you think, bro?
You know what? Sure, I'll just say that this is valid. Like this scan is like credible. Stand protects its user like a guardian angel. A person can only possess a single stand. People who control stands are referred to as stand users. If a stand gets injured, so does its user, and vice versa. Stands can only be hurt by other stand. Stand is usually bound to its user's body. There are exceptions. The orangutan forever S. Strength, which takes the form of a ship in Robert Soule's Yellow. Temperance, which can assimilate flesh from a distance. The farther a stand gets from its user, the weaker it gets. Exceptions are long-range stands such as the Hierophant Green and whatever. The ability and strength of a stand is determined by which card of the major arcana it is represented by. The Temperance card, it represents endurance. As such, yellow temperance itself cannot be harmed. So where does this prove that it does what they want them to do, like their stuff?
First scan. Stands move according to their user or commands.
Wishes or commands, bro? All right, who's playing? Who's? That's Mario. Let me mute his soundboard 1 sec. Okay. Wishes or commands, bro. I mean, it just seems right when we use wishes and commands like close to each other, like wishes and commands, wishes or commands, bro. It just seems to be like it's like a verbal like directed like a oh my god directory of what they should do. Like oh do this or can you do this? That would be an example of a wish. And I mean, can you do this as an example of a wish and do this as an example of a command, bro. I mean, it just seems like when we use command right next to wishes, it implies that wishes is also some sort of verbal or physical action that's like detectable.
Yeah, a stand moves in to their I guess users' commands. If Giorno commands him to what's it called, protect him, then
Protect him. Okay, oh my days, bro. Okay, so it does. Okay, so does this prove that they move like they can like they're like dependent on their thought, right? The main contention is that Luffy can just imagine himself winning, bro, and there's no internal contradiction where he imagines himself winning, and there is
as I said, bro, I already said multiple times, bro. Like I'm gonna just say this for all the judges to also hear again, because bro, I already said that whatchamacallit, any form of hostile progression. Right? I told you why Luffy's thing qualifies for hostile progression. You said that I think Luffy can imagine a way in which he wins, in which he doesn't, I guess, which oppose Giorno, in what I guess, and well he what's it called, and like I guess not oppose Giorno, right? I said I think whatchamacallit, GR is gonna be acting on what Giorno wants, right? So it's still gonna be reverted, right? I gave you this scan, right? And then you're like, I don't know, I don't understand. I don't understand like what we're doing right now. Like you're
bro. Can I respond?
respond to everything I just said, bro, because I really
the main part that we're talking about right now is that little last part there. So I'm gonna respond to that first, bro. I mean, sure, bro. All right. So initially, I sent a scan that proves that they act independent of their user's mind, right? So it's not like they're dependent on their user's mind; they're independent of their thoughts, right? Because he's doing things that Juno doesn't know about that. All right, and then you send the scan and you say stands move according to their user's wish or commands. Proves that they like move on their thoughts, but like I mean, the thought part is the part where the hostile progression. I mean, at least what you flagged as hostile progression comes in, right? Because you said that the hostile progression of Luffy imagining himself winning comes from the fact that Giorno wants to win, right? But Giorno wanting to win is just going to be an internal thing, right? It's going to be happening in his mind, and obviously, I've already proved that they act independently of the mind. So there's no necessary like distinction there that GR would notice that this is some sort of hostile.
I just said Giorno. I just said Giorno will be demanding GR and telling GR that this is gonna be opposing him. What are you talking about? This is the entire point of the first scan I just sent. Hello?
Bro, I mean that presupposes he can like get off that information like before Luffy's able to like just imagine himself winning, bro.
I mean, you didn't give any speed for Luffy, and you didn't really give any speed for Luffy. So
I mean, the point we kind of concluded on is that it doesn't necessarily need speed, bro. That's the kind of point that we.
It's not gonna get into a distance. There's not gonna be a distance. You can't just like you can't tell me how fast. You can't tell me he's gonna do it before Giorno does it.
The point is that there's no speed.
Yeah. I'm forcing conclusions, bro. This shit is literally it's so stupid. We haven't talked for
Thank
5
you,
minutes.
bro.
Okay, I'm gonna just give my judgment. Actually, y'all can conclude on this point. I'll at least give you that much, but I'm gonna give like to conclude on this point. Like,
no, bro, just say, bro, what you think, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, bro. Just give your judgment, bro.
okay, I'm gonna just share my screen real quick to go over the notes so we can actually look through this debate. Okay, let's start from the beginning for Mako's point. Mako basically
No
stated
way he actually wrote this down.
Chill, bro.
Mako said that
It's good judging.
Mako said Luffy can imagine himself winning. Weston puts a burden on him to justify this. Mako asked for clarification of the burden. Weston basically asked for the mental capacity and the actualization of this. Mako presents a scan that basically says he can bring imagination to reality. Weston didn't really contend this. Then he talks about the temporal aspect, which he does say Mako allows. Weston basically asked for the speed. Mako then asked specifically about the speed, which is clarified upon the agreement upon the scan. And then
wait, right there says
wait, bro.
right there says Weston does his.
Bro,
My
Weston,
nigga,
shut
bro.
the fuck up, bro. I'm
My
giving my
nigga, bro. We're talking about an entire.
bro. I gotta mute this nigga, bro. Shut holy Christ. Bro.
Let him talk, bro.
Thank you. Okay, let me actually give my fucking conclusion then, bro. This nigga just left. Whatever, I'm gonna continue. What's it called? What's in the astrometric capacity actualization? Why Mako agrees, he simply just agrees that speed is some type of temporal aspect. I don't know why this nigga want to cut me off. And then Mako then clarified the agreement was upon the scan where type of imagination to reality, which was specifically what Weston also questioned. Mako then asked justification for the necessity there for the scan, or necessity for the independence there. Weston says that the imagination actualization requires time. Mako asks to justify it properly. Weston fails to do this because Weston falls back upon the previous argument. And then Mako asked specifically for justification for the temporal requirement. Weston then gives a clarification upon that states imagination is under progression. He then defines progression as an advancement through time. Mako again asks the clarifying question: does all progression necessitate necessitate speed? Weston agrees to this. Weston then asks a stupid ass burger question, asked about the formula, which Mako gave and told him there's a temporal axis formula for this, but apparently he messed that up. Mako then calls it the circularity in the justification Weston gave because it literally was saying that it required progression speed to time, so it requires time. It was literally just a whole circular argument. It literally went P1, P2, P1 over and over again, never reached a conclusion. Weston kept asking for the answer Mako gave 5 different times. Mako then clarified, talking about imagination requires speed because it requires progression, and this was basically the paradigm that Mako pointed out, and I believe Mako won this point. Let's move on to the second aspect. Then we got to Weston's win condition. Weston's win condition was simply it reverses any hostile progression to 0. It clarifies by hostile progression it's any negative outcome against Giorno. They clarified even harder, saying allows harmful intended actions but asks justification for the attacker. That's what Mako asks. Then Mako asks again for their criteria as necessary for Giorno's ability to activate. Weston replies circularly saying the P1 and P2, which is another problem he gave, which because he just kept utilizing hostile progression, the negative outcome, and harmful intent in actions. He kept circling over from P1, P2, P1 again, the same problem he had previously. He then proceeded to say conflict is anything against Giorno and causes conflict against him as definition for conflict. That was circular. That was a blunder by Weston. What's it called? Mako then basically applied that Luffy imagining a scenario for winning in a hostile progression leads to Giorno's defeat, is what Weston claimed. Mako asked why all ways to beat Giorno are hostile. Then Weston say that Giorno wants to win, so anything that causes a loss of harm and conflict. Weston then blunders on not remembering his own definition because he conflated the two. Mako agrees about the said definition, and Mako calls it the presupposition that he made, talking about some Giorno would obviously want to win, and all these are, independent upon GR's mind. What's it called? Then Weston states that Giorno would not want Luffy to win at any way during the fight. What's it called? Weston lied about the definition or addition of the wants part in the definition that he imposed. Then Mako kind of blundered by agreeing to the specific definition. But then Mako came back and asked, what does GR acts independent of Giorno? So it's not obviously independent upon the wants and needs. Weston asked for justification. Mako was able to justify it by the scans. What's it called? Then Weston basically stated that Giorno does anything Giorno wants, and besides justification for this. Then Mako gave the blunder, talking about these things can just be commands that are verbal. And Weston kind of blundered, saying that Weston at the end blundered by saying that GR utilizes, or kind of utilizes dependency upon Giorno's wishes, which would mean that they're dependent, which kind of contradicts his entire claim. So after this, Weston just basically lost regardless of whatever he said afterwards, and no justification to get past this, and Mako won on both points.
We can stop right, bro. But shout out to Wall, shout out to Well, shout out to Wustin, shout out to December, shout out to Killua, shout out to CJ, shout out to Realism, shout out to Skittles, shout out to MC, shout out to Prague, shout out to Zang, shout out to Typical,